Back in black. At least I have black on. You don't. And if you look at it in your perspective at the beginning as this is terrible, it's a chore, I can't believe I'm doing this, I'm miserable, you are self-defeated and you cannot do that. It's not going to work. Yes, you can say, this is miserable for a moment because you might miss that donut. You might miss that ice cream. You can say it. You can be a real person, but you're not supposed to stay in that zone. You're not supposed to stay in that mind frame because now how do you cope with a mind frame like that keeps being negative and negative and negative, George? You're going to keep going to get that food again because it fixes you for the moment. What you're doing is you're wasting an opportunity for developing a mental toughness, the resilience to bounce back when things get tough. It really does. It is part of your disciplines. It is part of the resilience walk. Everything that you're doing to better yourself is not just physical. It's not just physical. It's mental. I really believe, Coach George, that it is 70% mental, 30% physical. Back in black. At least I have black on. You don't. Welcome to the 600 Pound Down podcast. This is Coach Justin along with Coach George. We're here to have a good time tonight because, hey, we have a topic for you that could change your life forever. George, what is going on tonight, man?
So tonight we are going to be talking about how health and fitness can help you persevere when hardships come into your life. Because we talk about health and fitness a lot in regards to bodily nutrition, in hormone health, brain health, longevity. But what happens when you walk out of the gym and you walk back out into the real world? What happens when you wake up in the morning and you go to work? What happens when your kids don't want to listen to you? So all these things.
I know what happens.
What happens?
You get really stressed out, really frustrated. You overeat and you say, forget this fitness journey.
Yep, 100%. So tonight we are going to be looking at how in the world does this little isolated moment, 1 hour in the gym, 3, 4, 5 days a week, how do these meals over the course of the day influence, basically, Justin, the other 90% of my life?
I like it. True story. So I don't think people tend to put together the resiliency that happens when we do have I always call it a disciplined lifestyle when it comes to our health and wellness. It has, I think it's it's potentially an underutilized method to bring just a difference to the body, difference to life in general, and difference to circumstances that you face. People tend to sleep. I think psychiatric drugs, counseling. Here's the thing. I'm not against any additional tool that we need to use as long as it's used appropriately. But it's like that's the go-to, and let's just chill out by getting let's take some more Paxil, let's take some more Buspar, let's take some more, and let's up the dosages because we're just having a hard time just getting through life. Meanwhile, you might need those for a season, or you might need them for a little bit. Meanwhile, there are natural methods that you could utilize to potentially cut that down, or maybe not even need them at all. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think if you need the help, it is only after you have exhausted every other option. These are things that I think about too. I don't know if you see this, even on streaming services, because I don't have cable, because I'm too cool for cable.
Yeah.
But I stream everything, Justin. It's 2025. I stream everything.
Well, you're talking my love language, man. I'm all about that.
I mean,
I don't want to pay for all the streaming though. It's too much. It gets expensive.
But I see all of these. I'm seeing a ton of GLP-1 commercials right now. Ton of GLP-1 commercials.
What are they
and
called? A wavy? I forget the names
yeah,
of them.
something like that. Like even like the Hims and the Hers commercials. Have you seen those? Like the Hims commercials, the Hers commercials. I was
No.
watching Moana with my kids, and a Hers commercial comes on. I'm just like, okay, Disney, you need to like filter out what ads to what movies you need to do here. You know, I got my 3-year-old daughter looking at a Hers
Your
commercial.
algorithm is off right now,
Oh,
Disney.
but anyway. But seriously, I see a lot of these GLP-1 commercials. I mean, I'm sure you've seen the pictures on Facebook and
Mhm.
Instagram and all those as well. You know, there's a really big long line for the GLP-1s, and there's no one standing in the line that says discipline and hard work.
Yep.
You know, you seen those pictures? I
Yep.
love those pictures. But, you know, you have all of these quick, easy fixes. And not to say that GLP-1s can be helpful. If you have a condition, if you have something going on bodily with you, something that's genetic, okay, let's start looking at those things. After two things: one, you've exhausted every other option; two, you have a legitimate health concern. But here's the thing, because I don't know who's going to listen to this. I don't know who's going to be aware of 600 pounds down. I think we're global, but I don't know for sure.
Dude.
Like, we might be in Canada right now. This might be airing in Canada. Hello, Canadians. Sorry.
Wow.
But I'm so tired.
This is Coach George when he's tired. Before he got on here, he's like, "I am really tired." That's his
I am
first
really
word.
tired. But
First
listen,
sentence. I'm really
I
tired.
am here for you all. So this is half delirium, half excitement.
I love this type of George.
But because we don't know who all is listening, even if you have something genetic or something going on bodily with you, that's at most 5% of the population. So quite honestly, 95% of the rest of us really comes down to discipline.
Mm-hmm.
Justin, it's a disciplined lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
You've said this. You say this often. I talk about the integrity of the decision quite often. And, you know, not to say that you need to be perfect. We know nobody can be perfect. However, consistent. That we can do.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if you need these supplements, if you need these pills, if you need this, whatever, again, you need to exhaust every option. Now, I'm not saying one or two. I'm not saying the first two things that come to your mind, you kind of give up and you're like, oh, okay, whatever. I'm saying every option. Every option.
Yeah.
Because I think, like you were saying, Jay, if you can get to a place where you're unplugged, undrugged, I think that's a good place to be.
Unplugged and undrugged. You need a shirt. Unplugged and
600 pounds
undrugged.
down, unplugged, undrugged.
That's funny. That's funny. I like it. No, discipline. So yeah, we want to definitely communicate those things are tools that are placed here for a benefit if we definitely need them. I'm a really big fan of individuals taking health and wellness seriously enough to help us really with every area of our lives. So if we have a food addiction, then that means we can fix that potentially by cutting out the sugar, cutting out the other things, or just easing out of it. That can be very, very helpful. If you have fatigue or issues with fatigue and just different things going on with your energy levels, then actually it's funny. It sounds counterproductive, George, but you actually go for walks or lift weights or do something active. Guess what happens? You actually get to build energy, and because you get your cells moving, you get the blood flowing, you get some hormones activated, and there you go. Your body is made to move. So when we can utilize natural methods to help everyday lifestyle issues that we have, that should always be our go-to. Because realistically, when we go to other items, what can happen is they are filled with potential side effects. They are filled with risks, and risks aren't fun. We want to take good risks, not unnecessary ones unless we have to. So this isn't a medication shaming session. This isn't a tools of this world that God has given us or man has utilized for decades. But we are here to say, hey, whatever you can do in a natural method, like disciplining your life to do something healthy, is going to be very beneficial. It doesn't come with side effects. Actually, it does. It comes with good side effects. So side effects can be positive or negative, right? It can
That's
be
right.
awesome. So, but I think going back to the topic at hand tonight, just disciplines with activity, lifting, just a healthy lifestyle can build resilience into our daily lives. And I think about the stressed out mom, stressed out dad. I think about the long days at work and being overwhelmed. I think about all those things. And if you give your fitness, if you give your health 100%, you can handle those much better. We're going to unpack on how that happens here on this episode so we can get to the point on that here momentarily. But I mean, it's everywhere. So if you're the mom and dad listening, you're stressed out from work, you're working 40 plus hours a week, the kids are going crazy, your marriage is falling apart, yeah, all the stuff. If you're I mean, maybe you're going through a life change right now, life circumstance, like you're moving or whatever. You're financially having hardships. There is a way to build a resiliency, to snap back in a healthier manner. And George and I are talking about that tonight.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, guys, we're going to talk about three things tonight. First point is we're going to hop right into it because I think that this is really important and you all want to hear it, so we're going to give it to you. Discipline in this area, health, wellness, fitness, lifting, eating, can filter into other areas of your life. This is not isolated change because you are not an isolated person. You don't exist in the gym by yourself. You don't always exist in your fridge. Those are two aspects of a life that you have now are going to live. You go to work, you have kids. If you have kids, you got a parent. If you're married, you got a spouse. And listen, all of these things are affected by what you do for 3, 4, 5-hour workouts a week and every time you eat a meal. Now, I'm not just saying that you, when you eat and when you work out, that discipline is going to magically be implanted in your work life
It takes time.
in your marriage or in raising your kids. It takes time. It takes time. And honestly, you need to be able to use wisdom and understanding to see how it fits, because you try to shoehorn something somewhere, then everything starts to fall apart.
Yeah.
But I'll give you for instance. So when my eating is on point, when I am eating good whole foods, when I'm meal prepping, when I have stuff readily available to me, you know what that creates in me, Jay? That creates a mindset that I want to succeed. Because now what have I done? When I'm at work and I work in a grocery store, all right, I got candy, I got pizza, I got subs.
Don't forget the beef.
Oh, I got the beef. Well, and my department faces the bread aisle. I got starchy carbs galore.
Man.
Right in front of me. So when I meal prep, I'm able to go into my war zone, right? My idolizing war zone of fatty carbs, fatty sugar carbs. Mm-hmm. And I'm able to say, no. Because why? Because I have my weapons of choice. I have my meal prep. I have my options. And because I'm able to say no, and I have a full tool belt available to me, it makes saying no easier. It makes wanting to succeed all the more. And also, it creates consistency in a place where if it was just me and I was unprepared, it makes me want to slip.
It's interesting to me that and I used to be this way, but many people who they're in the hurry, they don't really, people don't take enough time to plan and prep. We don't take enough time to plan and prep. And we're missing out when we don't do that. We are missing out on the amazing disciplines that come with that. I think we look at this stuff as a chore instead of looking at it as an opportunity to change your life. So if you can build yourself up, it really is this is amazing. It sounds like there's work involved to become healthier. There's work involved and it does take work. So becoming healthier by avoiding that section in a store that's staring at you is a wise choice, even though it feels like you're missing out. But in your midst of missing out, you're developing something in your mind that's stating, it's a neural pathway that's stating, I don't need this. This is not going to help me. And I love what I'm doing. I'm loving how I feel. I like myself better when I'm not gorging myself on Cheetos or cookies or candies. I actually care about my body. I actually want to be around for my children. I actually don't want to have the big rise in blood sugar spike and all of a sudden the crash. I'm really tired. It takes work and commitment, like we talked about earlier, and disciplines. But in the midst of that, you are developing your character in such an amazing way. And it's a domino effect. It just keeps it literally just keeps going and develops you. It's a journey. And if you look at it in your perspective at the beginning as this is terrible, it's a chore, I can't believe I'm doing this, I'm miserable, you are self-defeated and you cannot do that. It's not going to work. Yes, you can say, this is miserable for a moment because you might miss that donut. You might miss that ice cream. You can say it. You can be a real person, but you're not supposed to stay in that zone. You're not supposed to stay in that mind frame because now how do you cope with a mind frame like that keeps being negative and negative and negative, George? You're going to keep going to get that food again because it fixes you for the moment. What you're doing is you're wasting an opportunity for developing a mental toughness, the resilience to bounce back when things get tough. It really does. It is part of your disciplines. It is part of the resilience walk. Everything that you're doing to better yourself is not just physical. It's not just physical. It's mental. I really believe, Coach George, that it is 70% mental, 30% physical out of this whole ordeal. And the numbers might be a little off. You might argue a little bit, but I do believe it's more mental than physical. When you apply yourself, the mental transforms. When mental transforms, your body transforms. When your body transforms, it's a cycle. Your spirit's transforming. Your spirit's transforming. Your mind's transforming. I can go the whole
Oh.
cycle over and over and over again. It all blends together. George, I gotta zip it because I need you to talk about this. What are your thoughts on it?
So I have this. How often do we hear this? I'm too busy. Man, like, but wasn't that your call? Isn't that most of, I'm not going to say all the time because there are things that happen outside of our control. I get that. Don't hear what I'm not saying. All right? But here's what I am saying. How many times do you choose to put something else in your life that's going to detract from the main goal and then you complain that you're too busy?
A lot.
Dude, too much. We live in this is the busiest life has ever been. This is the fullest life has ever been. This is the most depressed generation that's ever been. We have everything working against us. So what do we need to do? One word. You need to simplify.
Ooh, that's a nice word. So simplify.
Yep. You need to simplify. You need to wake up in the morning and you need to take inventory of your day. If you're a parent, parenting your kids is on that list. If you're a spouse, being a spouse is number 2 on that list. You need to have those things on your list. If you go to work is on your list. Well, I really like video games.
Time to grow
Tell
up.
me one. Tell me one reason. Tell me one reason you gotta play video games today. Give me one good reason that contributes to your success. Why video games are important that day? Well, it helps me relax. Well, why do you need to relax? Well, I'm too busy. Well, then you don't have time for video games, then do you?
Because that's a reward, right? That's an
Yep.
afterthought. That's because we really put work first, then play, and that's what separates winners from non-winners. It goes, you work first, you put into practice, you do your thing as much as possible with excellence. Excellence gives you eventually things start running like an operation system where it just becomes natural, and then somehow time management becomes better, and now you're able to say, I have an hour to do something that I want to do. And we don't camp out on that. So we don't binge watch Netflix all day long because there's disciplines to be developed. And this is what's going to separate those who are going to be successful and not successful. Simplifying goes a long way, but then planning out who you want to be goes next level. It really does.
When you are eating on point, and this is going to flow into point number 2 that we're going to talk about here in a second. When you're eating on point, when you're doing your workouts, you're gonna fold your laundry. You're
Yeah.
going to do your dishes.
Yeah.
You're going to clean your house.
Because you're not going to be tired as much.
Boom. And you know what? Because when you are functioning on all and firing on all cylinders with health and fitness and health and wellness and doing your workouts and eating right, you're going to be, what is it? Motivated. Aha. Motivated. Great Kickstarter to be able to fold your clothes, do your dishes, sweep up, vacuum, mop. And then what happens after the motivation fades, but you've established the discipline? Well, that's when it blossoms into consistency and it becomes second nature.
There we go. There we go. So your body begins to function optimally, and that's point 2. Your body begins to function optimally, where the other areas of your life can allow you to handle things that come at you. So I think I read that wrong. But what I'm saying is, if you can get your body to function at optimal level by working out, by eating healthier, you're able to handle the things that come your way during life in general. So if you're overly stressed, instead of grabbing chest pains and potentially having a heart attack because of all the stress, or instead of having really bad anxiety attacks because of all the stress and all the factors in life, you're able to handle those better because you have developed a discipline inside the workouts, inside the healthier eating process, at the gym, wherever it is you go to exercise. There's stressors. Here's the thing about exercise, guys. You might not know about this, but exercise is a stressor on the body. Now, that sounds like it's a bad thing, but it's not. It's actually a good stressor. There are good stressors to the body. So, exercise is one of those good stressors. And what that will do is it'll create a stress on the body, which helps the body adapt to harder things in your life. In fact, even helping you survive issues that might erupt. Maybe some kind of issue comes up, health issue develops, and your body, because it's been under stress from exercise in a healthy way, we're not talking about living in the gym or living on exercise machines, but when you actually do this in a healthy way, your body begins to say, okay, I can handle the additional stressors. I'm able to get through this. And you prepared and you primed your body to handle the whoa moments that maybe an unhealthy body could not. And even your mind, when your mind is into the discipline and trenches, you are now able to handle the other crazy things that come at you in life, which we kind of already talked about, but it all kind of flows together with that. So we want you to build that resilience with your optimal body. We want you to put in the work because you're worth the work. And you can go to other things to try to hide or try to cope, but that's not going to work long term. And in fact, it's going to help you go the opposite direction and probably make you go a little more crazy than you're already going, which isn't what you want.
Absolutely, man. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about what you eat, and we're going to go about what you do. We're going to talk about what you put in your body and what your body does. If you have healthy fats, healthy carbohydrates, and healthy proteins, you have healthy fats, your brain chemistry is going to be on point. Your B vitamins are going to be able to be dissolved, and your brain's going to be healthy. What does that allow you to do? Think clearly. Make wise decisions. If your brain is healthy, your decisions are going to be healthier. Second point, if you have carbohydrates, you're going to have energy for the day. Now, what does that mean? It means you're going to be able to do and succeed in everything that you do, that your body's going to be primed and positioned to be able to have success in the things pursued that day. Healthy brain, healthy body. Now, what happens when you have protein? When you have protein, you're going to be able to have the gains. But also, you're also going to be able to move. You're going to be able to have longevity. Not only longevity, but better longevity. Yep. You're not going to only live longer, you're going to live better. So when you're eating right, you're going to have a clear mind, the energy to move, and you're going to have a healthier, longer life. And when you're in the gym and when you push, and I'm talking about when you push, when you're in the gym and you work out, you rip your muscle fibers. You're breaking things down. You don't build it in the gym. What you do in the gym is you break it down, but you break it down for a purpose. Because when you leave the gym, just like Coach Jay was telling everybody, you get stronger. The muscle fibers not only repair, they repair better. So what does that mean? You just put yourself through stress. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You just put yourself through stress. When you go through stress in the gym, in the micro area of your life, you are telling your body, yes, there's stress, push. Mm-hmm. It gets better on the back end. Yeah. This area of my life, guys, the last 2 years of my life, where 600 pounds down has been pushing the hardest, mind you. The last 2 years have been the hardest 2 years of my life, and I am hard-pressed to think that there's going to be harder times than this in my life. Jay knows what I'm talking about. I have been put through the ringer. But let me tell you this. If it wasn't for the gym teaching me, telling me that it is better on the other side of the stress, it gave me a small window and picture of what I need to be looking for on the other side of what's happening in the rest of my life. Mm-hmm. The gym is a teacher. And what it teaches you is it teaches you to push because it does get better on the other side.
I like that, George. And pushing, and when we say this, we're not giving medical advice. So you know your body. You know how you operate. You know what you're able to do and not able to do. But let's talk to the people who are afraid to push it a little bit. Let's talk to the people who don't like to sweat. Let's talk to the people who knows that you've been doing the same old activity for a very, 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 very long time, but you're able to do more. It's your time to do that. This is going to
That's right.
help build that resiliency. See, you a couple bicep curls are great, but a couple more is even better when you get to it. So standing up and sitting back down, if that's where you're at, that's amazing. But stand up for a little bit longer, then sit back down, then get back up, then sit back down. Challenge your body to build up the resilience. Prime that pump so that you're able to succeed, move forward in progression, get stronger, and just have a healthy body and a healthy mind with that. We need to challenge ourselves and not be afraid to do that. A workout is not an evil thing. Promise you. There's things that you're doing that are probably way, way harder on the body than that, okay? So if you were to just take the time and challenge yourself and say, this is what I would do. I would say, what can I do this upcoming week? George, sometimes I'll make a little list of my workouts. So what do I want to accomplish this week? And so I'll write them down. Leg day 3 times sometimes, and that's a lot, but it's like that's some weeks I want to do that. And I write it down and I say, I'm going to get this done. And I challenge myself to do it. Do I always hit it? No. Is my intention to? Yes. And is it mostly going to happen? Yes. Sometimes I have to modify it, and that's okay. We're not here to be perfectionists. We're here to perform the best we can. There's a difference there. So, I really think those of you who are listening right now, if you want to build some resilience, then I would certainly encourage you to step it up a little bit and do something that's actually going to help you become more resilient, and that requires some effort.
I'm thinking about I'm thinking about the listener.
Mm-hmm.
We're throwing a lot. It's a lot out there. They're hearing everything. And you might be thinking to yourself, I don't know if I can take it. These guys are talking about things that I have been actively running away from my entire life. Pain, strength, perseverance. These might be new phrases to you. Not an understanding, but an application. And I want to sit here, I want to tell you, we've been there. You're talking to 2 dudes who might know more than most about putting off all the good things for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Jay, remember those nights where you were so hungry during the weight loss phase that you just wanted to run to Costco and buy all the things?
Yep.
Yeah, man. Like it felt, you know what it felt like? It felt like your stomach was eating itself. So we know what hungry is. And we know what it means to push through a workout and to not be able to walk right for a couple of days because it was the first time and your body's just not used to it. I was thinking about the first week that I did the whole keto thing back in 2018. And the motivation was at its peak, right? Otherwise, I wouldn't have started. Day 1, going good, going strong. Because I was running off of the fuel from the food that I had yesterday. and the sugar was floating in my blood, man, giving me all that energy. Mm-hmm. And then I got through day 1. I was feeling pretty good. Had my meal at the end of the night. Went to bed. Woke up in the morning. I was starving.
That's the worst.
Dude, I'm pretty sure I woke up to the gurgling in my stomach, the pain in my stomach.
Old George would have had the Twinkies under the pillow for those moments.
Brother, dude, it was nuts, man. I'm telling you, it was nuts. Yeah, I'm sitting there at 310. I don't know where the motivation came from. Grace of God, it had to have been. But it was. Guys, I know what it means for your stomach to rule your mind. I do. I know it. I remember it. It's right there in my mind's eye. I see it right now. So I'm not sitting here, and Justin is not sitting here telling you that this is going to be all, peaches and roses. You might want to eat roses. You'll be that hungry, but
There's flower people out there love roses.
Don't do it. But if you push in these small areas, if you push in these small areas, you will wake up one day and you will find one day after a long day of work, you're going to come back to your home and you're just going to start cleaning. Maybe that's not you. Maybe you're not someone who is a natural cleaner. Maybe you dread folding laundry, or I know someone who dreads emptying the dishwasher. She dreads it. She hates it. It's one of the worst things in the world. But you know what? Sometimes she does it. Sometimes you fold the laundry. And you're going to think to yourself in that moment, man, I just kind of started doing this.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't, it wasn't a chore.
Yeah.
I just kind of came home. I noticed it needed to be done, and I'm going to do it.
It's second nature now.
That's right.
Yeah. It becomes easier. So, no, I like that. Which kind of, let me see, time wise, we're trying to make these episodes a little less lengthy, unless we have a guest, just so you guys have time to listen to them. So we want to jump into point 3, which I think we were kind of hitting on already anyway. But George, you want to hit on point 3, introduce that segment to them?
So when you are working out in the gym, and I kind of hit on this already a little bit, like Jay said, when I push myself to the limit, when my psyche meets my body in the moment of absolute limit, when I'm pushing out that last, maybe even half rep, because I'm just trying to get it. What is going to be easier in my life? Pushing that last rep or something else? Losing my job. Maybe my job's not going so great. Maybe my marriage isn't going so great. Maybe I'm not parenting well. So if I can push through this last rep, if I can push to the absolute limit here, then maybe, just maybe, work a little bit harder at my job, do a better job, communicate better with my spouse, listen to my kids, be a better parent to my kids. When you push your body to the limit in the gym, when you push through that last little bit, you're teaching your body something. And actually, you're aligning your mind with something too. That you can push harder than you think. And when you come up with that brick wall, Jay, when you come up at that brick wall of life, punch through it.
That's, I mean, we could drop the mic on that one, guys, because that's so true. You push through the hard. When you push through the hard, you can push through the hard. We're all the Kool-Aid man. We see those Kool-Aid man commercials. He pushes.
I love those.
Yeah, like he comes in, just pushes through the wall. That's us. When we choose a healthy lifestyle and we actually do the hard work, you are building your psyche to say, I can handle hard things. I can do hard things. And that's something that a lot of people talk about, right? They repeat that. That's a good affirmation to use. I can do hard things. And actually not just speak it, but you start to believe it. And that's the second nature thing we're talking about too, right? You believe that thing just becomes like, okay, I can do this. I've lifted heavier weights than this. I was able to avoid that extra chicken wing or that extra plate of food or whatever, extra piece of pizza. I was able to build a resiliency in my mind and develop my psyche in that. I was able to, I went for a mile walk instead of a half a mile walk. Instead of actually just focusing on 5,000 steps, I'm at 10,000 steps. When you do that, you are showing yourself and your body and your mind, I can do hard things. And then when those things start to creep in that are difficult, you can go back and remind yourself, look what I've accomplished. This isn't going to keep me down. No, the bad news isn't going to keep me down. No, the pound I just gained on the scale is not going to keep me down. I put too much hard work into this. I am not going to get discouraged by that. I'm going to bounce back. I am resilient. I'm going to do that. And there's a really big benefit to that. And again, if you can get your mind off of the physical in those moments, because when we have our health and wellness journey, if you can get off the physical and you can visit, what about a healthy mind? You're going to go a long way. Healthy bodies can come and go. They can. But a healthy mind is connected to a healthy spirit. Healthy spirit's connected to a healthy mind. And I really believe those two together are the ultimate goal to enhance in your life. And if you can develop your mindset by doing exercises or doing something healthy for your body, that's probably a really simple way to really just progress and become the healthiest you can be. I really believe that.
Here, I want to share a really quick example in my life because this has changed something dramatically, and now this is going to be the pot calling the kettle black. But when I was a kid, I grew up on TV, hours upon hours. There were days, Jay, that I had a TV and a recliner in my bedroom. Brother, I didn't have to leave. Like, I scooted out for some sustenance.
You didn't have
every
any
now
like a
and
mini
again.
fridge in there, did you? That's even better.
Bro, that close. I think my mom might have nixed that because then I would never leave. Because I think I had my own bathroom too. So like I'd be gone for days, dude. But I grew up on TV, love TV. Here's a couple of things that watching a lot of TV did to me. It really reduced my social skills. I didn't have a lot of really good social skills because I wasn't interacting with a lot of people. I became very self-isolated and very insecure. And so growing up, I really had to work my way out of that. Now, clearly, Jay, I'm not insecure anymore. Or maybe this is just masking my insecurity. I don't know which one it is. I'll let the viewer decide.
Please vote on our next in the comment section.
Please vote. Vote in the comments. Is George masking inner insecurities? But when I started doing the health and wellness, and this was been a development over the last couple months, my kids are getting older. So my kids are both school age now. They're 5 and 3. My daughter's going to be 4 in January. And I am starting to think now, I bettered myself, health, wellness, the house, and my job's going well and everything. So that's been good. But now my kids are becoming more cognizant, especially my son. My son is 5 years old. He's in kindergarten. My son's 5 going on 15. He hit me with Sigma Boy the other day, Jay. I don't even know what that is. Is that this new Gen Alpha slang or something like that?
As you're talking, I'll Google it real quick.
Okay, because he's like Sigma Boy, and I'm like, well, Georgie, what even is that? And he goes, Sigma Boy, as if that explained the whole thing to me. But he's becoming more cognizant.
Sigma Boy originally refers to an independent, confident, and successful lone wolf personality.
Okay. Is that what that means?
That's what it
So
says.
if he's calling me a Sigma Boy, is that a compliment?
A cool, independent, and confident male. Yeah, dude, you're a Sigma Boy.
Oh,
That's awesome. What's up, my Sigma Boy?
This might be the greatest day of my life.
You hear it here first.
But what I wanted for my kids, because as a parent, you want better for your kids, right? Now, I'm not downplaying anything my parents ever did. My parents did a great job. They did a great job. I'm not even going to say they did their best. They did a good job. But that's not something I wanted for my kids. I didn't want my kids sitting in front of a TV all day. So what we did is we drastically reduced TV time. They get 30 minutes during the weekday, and on a weekend, we get to watch a family movie that we all agree upon. So well then, George, what do you do? Now mind you, I live by myself other than, the times where my kids are with me, and they're with me 50% of the time. And so George, what do you do when your kids are there? Like, I spend time with them.
Woo. That's point. Makes sense. That's what we should be doing.
Yeah, quality time with them. So Georgie loves to wrestle. I think I wrestled with Georgie. I think our average amount of time we wrestle is about 2 hours.
Do you put the Hulk Hogan stuff on and just start going in, or you just whatever?
So what we usually do is I'll get down. So here's the signal. This is the signal that it's time to go. Okay. First he'll ask me, Daddy, do you want to wrestle? So, okay, I take all the necessary steps. I take off the bracelets. I take off the watch. I take off the glasses. And as soon as I lay on my back, ding, ding, it's time to go. So, I throw him on the couch. I spin him and stuff like that, because, Coach George is strong. So we can do some stuff. I call it, sometimes I stand up and I swing him around my back upside down. I call it Georgie nunchucks. I call it Georgie chucks. Dude, he loves it. He absolutely loves it. I'm throwing him and stuff. And it's actually proven too that if you roughhouse with your kids right before bed, it actually gets all their stimulant out, and they actually go to bed faster and stay asleep longer.
That's awesome.
So fun fact.
Good to know.
Fun fact. But I encourage playing with blocks, playing with puzzles, building things. My son loves building things, so I bought him this 200-piece magnetic Minecraft-esque thing. So we build stuff together. My daughter really loves role playing and stuff. So she's got kitchen and hair stuff and all of that. But we spend a lot of quality time. My daughter helps me cook dinner while my son plays. My son kind of likes to be a loner sometimes, so we kind of let him be. But Lizzie is like attached to my hip right now, so she'll come and help me out with dinner. So hey, you want to make a healthy dinner? Invite your kids to help you. Encourage them. If they have a hand in the dinner, they're more likely to eat it. I also researched that.
Come on.
But yeah, man, we don't do a lot of screen time at my house, which is like anyone who knew me growing up, my friends, my family, they're like, who is this dude? Like, who is this guy? But that's something that has helped me. The working out, the fitness, rolling into other areas of my life made me think, as a dad, as a parent, what can I do to put my children in a good and better position? How can I help my kids succeed? And so that's just one area of my life where this has encouraged me to push past my limits. And quite honestly, do I want to wrestle for 2 hours? Not really. I'm 31 years old. I'm starting to break down. Sometimes my body likes to play body roulette in the morning. What's going to hurt today? I say all that. I'm 31. I understand. I'm not that old still.
Yeah, stop it.
Sometimes I don't like puzzles, Jay. I don't like puzzles. I don't like drawing. I'm not right brain like that. But my son is.
Yeah.
So what do I do as a dad should do? If I want to spend time with my son, I'm doing the puzzle.
Push through the hard.
I'm working through the hard. Do I want to do it? No. Is it fun for me? No. But I love him.
I love that. That's a prime example. That's a really good example. And you may be thinking right now, as you're listening to his story there, about your own examples of being resilient and pushing through the hard. And, I would take a time out after this podcast episode and I would write it down. What are you doing well in right now? And what areas could use improvement right now? I mean, it doesn't have to be fitness related. It can be anything in life. Maybe your job performance. Maybe you're a spouse and you're not delivering on your end to be a better spouse. Maybe it's parenting. Maybe you put it in there and you can make sure that you write things down and what can you improve? Well, guess what? Fitness, health in general will pave the way for that to happen. Recognize that you're seeing success in the fitness realm by your actions, by you pushing through, by you doing the hard, and then look at that and say, if I can do that here, I can certainly do that here. And it just continues to build you as a person. George, I think this is really good information tonight. I think we hit the nail on the head. This is a good topic. I definitely, as 600 pounds down continues to progress, we have more episodes coming out. We are shortening our episodes again, just to make sure you guys can have time to listen to that on a commute, or at least in a way that's not going to make you listen to it 3 times to get the whole thing in. Unless we have guests, we'll probably go a little bit longer. But this was really good. Now, so go back and revisit. Definitely check it out. George, if you have anything you want to follow up with, I do want to talk about this new opportunity with you that's coming up, and then we're going to dismiss tonight. So what do you got for us?
So I am officially a sponsored athlete, Jay. That happened over the course of the last couple days. It is called Top Fitness, the 1%. Top Fitness. It's a Christian-based supplement and clothing, athletic clothing line. It is out of Alabama, and it is wonderful. It's great. I got connected with them over social media and shared with them my story and was able to come on as a sponsored athlete. So we will put the website here in the comment section below. Use my code. Black Friday sales are happening now. So use my code George SIS, the number 3, George SIS 3 at checkout. You'll get 35% off on your total purchase. That's our Black Friday sale going through right now. They have supplements and they have apparel. If you love Jesus and you lift heavy, go check it out.
I love it. What kind of supplements they have, like creatine and
creatine, pre-workout, stim, no stim, and then have some great apparel, t-shirts, tanks. Now it is an upstart, so they don't have like they're not like Gymshark or anything like that as far as like the options. However, if you are a Christian and you are, even if you're not a Christian, they have really cool stuff. If you want some supplements, whether you get it from a Christian-based company or not Christian-based company, you get it 35% off. Use my code.
That's awesome.
And so it's great, and they have a great message. One of their messages is, to be the top 1%, you got to do what the top 1% does to get the best version of yourself. So
That's really good. Yeah. Really good.
so yeah, go check them out. Top Fitness, George Sis 3, 35%.
We'll put it in the show notes. We'll put it in the show notes. So you got that. And plus, he also, don't forget, if you guys want to hear more of a faith-based type of podcast, Confessional Fitness is out there. It's George's podcast. It's really good, guys. You should listen to it if you want to build your faith up a little bit along with your fitness. He kind of mixes the two avenues together, and it actually is really awesome to listen to. So, George, you got some more episodes coming out soon of that as well?
I do. As soon as we get off here, I'm going to record a Confessional Fitness episode. So
nice. He still hasn't invited me on yet, by the way, guys. Just saying. So.
Oh, dude. I first of all, I got to be on. I got to get myself on. Shoot, man.
I got to mess with young people, with people. I just like making you squirm for a minute. That's all good. It's fun. It's fun. Well, guys, we really appreciate you checking out this episode tonight. We are back with another one here. We'll come back with some more in a little bit. Life gets up and down sometimes. When we have a free minute, we will push through, do the hard, and we will, not that it's inconvenient, but we'll make this happen to put the information out there. We really want to help change lives, what we do. That's what we do here at 600 Pounds Down. That's what he does at Confessional Fitness. We just really want to get the message out there to help people. And so if you're listening to this, great. Please go rate us a 5 on Spotify, on Apple. That's right, a 5. And on YouTube as well. And please share. We would love you to share. And also please leave a review. That would really be helpful as well on Apple and on YouTube. Those would be great. It'll help us get out there more and help us spread the message more at 600 Pounds Down. So
really
yep.
quick, what I want to say here, I want to challenge our listeners. When this drops on Facebook or Instagram, I dare you, share the post. Share the post. Let's see how far we can stretch this, Jay. Let's see how many people we can reach with this app.
Let's go. We want to build those numbers up for sure. And I know 600 Pounds Down has a lot to talk about when it comes to health and wellness. And I know this is an avenue that you can trust two people. We don't have any endorsements with any big wig company or anything like that. So we're not bought out or anything. This is literally what we've learned from dropping a total of 720 pounds. And we just want to help people with a simple message. Two guys crazy about health and wellness to become better people, and also crazy about representing Jesus as well, and making sure that you also have the opportunity to become healthier mind, body, and spirit. I think that's pretty simple. Good way to sum it all up. All right. Well, until next time, George, who are we?
We are 600 Pounds Down podcast.
See you guys.